Good evening, folks, and welcome to Cats and Conspiracies. It's your man Codders here, doing what I can to get through the days, to help you get through the days, and also to bring you those hidden gem movies that you may or may not have seen, ones that may have just slipped past the radar. Now, this is one I actually watched last night, and I don't think I can recommend it. And that's a bit of a weird recommendation, isn't it? A recommendation, I don't think I can recommend it. Stop watching now. Don't even watch any further. This has to be one of the most bizarre, frustrating, almost pointless films I think I've seen. This is one of the strangest things. And I found myself sitting there pretty much throughout the entire runtime, just going, what the hell is going on? Why are you doing that? What is happening here? None of this makes any sense. Nobody here is making any logical, rational decisions. I don't even care about giving away spoilers on this one, guys, because there aren't really any spoilers. There, I'm not going to say there was no redeeming qualities to this. There was a couple of good scenes. I don't think I'm going to actually recommend you see this, but if you have seen it, if you've already put yourself through it, give me some comments down below and let me know what you thought of it. Maybe I missed the point on this. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Maybe you got something out of this a little bit better than I did. I found this very strange indeed. So essentially, the storyline in We Need to Do Something, even the title I find is utterly bizarre. Admittedly, throughout the film, the daughter did keep saying, "What should we do?" So the storyline is that we've got our family. I hate to say it, they're mostly unlikable characters. The dad is insufferable, as standard screenplay for a man these days has to be completely incompetent, abusive, violent, useless, drunk, waste of space. So we've got our standard casting there for the dad. And I think pretty bad casting because I don't believe any woman would put herself with a man like that. Just a complete loser. So we've got our family, and there's a thunderstorm going on. There's barely any outside shots in this film. We only see some through flashbacks. So we've got this storm brewing outside. They all start freaking out, and for some reason, all go and hide in the bathroom. Uh, I did look into this, and apparently, this is a thing. It's one of the safest places to hide, apparently. Now, this film was so bizarre, it didn't really captivate me from day one. So I was drifting in and out a little bit. And there were some points where I kind of almost forgot they were in the bathroom because it must be the world's biggest bathroom. It's as big as my place. Like, it's the most enormous bathroom you've ever seen, because there was a scene in it where they're trapped in the bathroom and they're all taking turns to have a pee. And I was thinking, why are they all standing there? Why don't they just walk away? And that was when it dawned on me that this humongous room was, in fact, a bathroom. I know I live in England where everything's so tiny, especially our damn houses. Did live in America, actually, a long time ago. And I do remember we had a lot bigger and better house over there. But hey, welcome to England. It's all tiny. So the storyline is they go and hide in the bathroom. There's a storm raging outside. Things happen, and a tree crashes down and somehow blocks the bathroom door from opening. It opens about that much, so you can kind of you can sort of get an arm in and out of it. You can't actually get in and out of the room. So they sort of deal with this situation for a while. At which point in my head I'm going, well, there's a million other ways you could get out of there. You're in a bathroom, a big, humongous bathroom. There's 1,000 ways you could get out. There's windows, there's floor, there's walls. Walls aren't that hard to break through if you're desperate. And in a bathroom, there's plenty of things you can find. At one point, she takes up the top of the toilet cistern and starts using that as a weight for something. Perfect weapon there. You could smash through windows, but everything kind of gets dismissed very early on. We have to have a reason. These guys are all trapped in the bathroom. So they're suggesting, oh, what about the windows? He's like, oh no, they're tempered glass. What about the walls? The walls are made from concrete and brick. We can't get out. And they don't even try. Because we need these people to be stuck in this bathroom. It becomes apparent quite early on that the dad is an alcoholic. I can't remember what he's drinking. It's so irrelevant. It really doesn't matter. I'm not doing a very good job of selling this film to you because I don't want to sell it to you. I just want to rant about it for a few minutes, maybe to save you from watching it, or maybe there is something I missed, or maybe you've already watched it. I did incidentally get my first comment the other day. I had a couple of likes on my first comment, which I'm really, really excited about. Admittedly, the comment said, what a boring ramble. What the hell was that all about? Or something like that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a boring ramble. And I do have a tendency to ramble on. This isn't for you guys anyway. This is for me. This is my outlet. This is where I'm just ranting about life and about films, especially the bad ones. So they're all trapped in this bathroom. We have to ascertain early on there's no way out. And of course, we have the famous scene in all modern movies, which just kills it for me, which is one of the reasons I struggle with modern horror. We have to go through the motions of who's got their phone with them. Oh, my phone's not working. My phone's not charged. Oh, my phone's not working. And from that point on, it's just a continuous slew of the most ridiculous, irrational decisions ever. So one of the first things that happens early on is they're trying to look out the door, trying to see what's going on out there, and they can't really see out. So he gets the daughter's phone. This is her up here. Let me show you. Actually, she's not too insufferable. I'll give her a sort of a 7 out of 10 on the insufferable scale. I did quite like the way they sort of created her. She has got quite a striking look, whereas there's the father up there, and he's absolutely insufferable. So the dad wants to look out the door, but it's dark. Obviously, there's no torches. So he borrows her phone. This is just insane. He borrows her phone and to use the torch on it to try and look out the door. And he's got his arm through the door and he's trying to look out there. Obviously, he drops the phone, drops it. He doesn't even try to sort of like, oh, see if I can see it out there. You know, there's a million things in the bathroom you could use to pull a phone in if you dropped it outside of the door. They can get an arm and a leg out there. There's plenty of room. But he just goes, oh, the phone's dropped. She's like, can I look for it? No, you can't look for it. So we had to have a reason to get rid of her phone. That's one of the first insanely strange things that happens. We don't really know what's going on at this stage. We then have one of the bizarrest scenes I think I've ever seen, where they hear some strange noises outside and they don't particularly sound too friendly. If I heard noises like that outside my front door, I'd be shitting myself. They sound demonic, evil, and terrifying. And they're all wondering what the hell's going on. But then at one point, as things start to develop slightly, they hear what sounds like a dog outside the door. And if there was one scene in this movie which can redeem it, it's this scene, because this genuinely scared me. This genuinely made me feel uncomfortable. This was a scary scene. It was completely insane. Like, you wouldn't do this. If you were trapped in a bathroom with what felt like some evil stuff going on outside and you heard a dog outside your door, you would not stick your hand through that door, okay? Especially when you can't see it. So they go over to the door and it's kind of like a moment of, oh yes, something good is happening. There's a dog here. Oh, it's a friendly dog. And they're sticking their arms through the door. The boy and the son and the daughter. The boy in this, the son, he's, to be fair, he doesn't have much dialogue, which is probably why he's not too irritating. And some pretty bad things happen to him as well. So they're putting their hands through the door. And the boy, they're stroking the dog and you can hear it. It's quite loud. It's like licking their hands. It's pretty gross, actually. And they're letting it lick their hands. And they're, oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. And the son says, oh, I think it's Spot, which, unless I missed it, I don't believe I did, is presumed to be their dog who died. And strangely enough, they think he's come back to life. I don't know. Very odd. But this scene, I have actually got a little clip of this scene, and I've had a lot of problems with copyright recently. I don't know why, because I'm barely using any video footage. It's just me rambling, as was commented. Totally agree. I'm a rambler. But I'm going to show you this thing because this genuinely freaked me out. And I don't think it's going to be a spoiler because I don't think many of you are actually going to watch this. So let me just pull this down. Let me show you this. Check this out. Tell me if this doesn't freak you out. It's hard without any context, but you can see they've been trapped in this room for some time. Here we go. Who would do that? I wouldn't put my arm out there. It's not Spot. Clearly not. Dead. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, that scene, that actually freaked me out because I wasn't. I knew something not good was going to happen there. It was very, very clearly obvious that something not good was going to happen. But yeah, that definitely freaked me out. And randomly enough, apparently, that was voiced by Ozzy Osbourne. What I don't know. I have so many questions. He does get mentioned, but again, another strange part that happens. His name does get mentioned, and I think she's a bit of a goth as well, the girl. So what happens after that scene? This is beyond insane. A bit earlier on, we had a snake randomly slither into the bathroom and slithers around the floor, and it's almost like it's going up to attack everyone. Where this snake comes from, nobody knows. Haven't got a clue. It just appears and it starts slithering around, rattling its little tail everywhere, and trying to attack people. Everybody, including the dad, because obviously he has to be portrayed as a loser, freaks out, and he manages to sort of push the snake out of the door. There's a reason I'm telling this because it relates to what happens next. So he boots the snake out the door, shuts the door. When the snake's gone out of the door, they've been in there for some time, and the dad says, maybe we should have eaten the snake. And they're like, what? Yeah, maybe we should have eaten it. I don't even know how to cook a snake or eat a snake. And he's like, oh, you just bite its head off and just eat it. It's so mental, this film. It's absolutely bizarre. Because they've been in there for some time, so they're starting to get hungry, especially the kids. They're moaning about being hungry. So after she's put her hand through the door, something grabs hold of her. We don't ever see what it is, so don't get your hopes up that you're going to see something cool. And they eventually pull her back through the door. I was waiting for her hand to be ripped off or something. So she gets pulled back through the door, and in her hand, she's holding a giant tongue that's been ripped out of whatever this creature was out the door. I don't know. And in the next scene, if you didn't think that was weird enough, they chuck the tongue in the sink. And the tongue is moving. It's kind of sort of like it's sort of flapping around in the sink. Clearly something demonic is going, something evil is going on here. And in the next scene, the daughter goes over to the sink. She takes the tongue out of the sink, starts running it under the tap and cleaning it all off. And it's got like tendons sticking out the end of it. It is the most rankest looking thing you've ever seen. And it's like pulsating and moving around like it's alive, like that. And they're looking at it in the sink. And it's about that sort of size. And the mum goes, we're going to have to eat the tongue. And the kid's like, no, I don't want to eat the tongue. They're like, yeah, we're going to have to do it. It's like, you've only been in there maybe a day or two. I can't remember what it was. And you're contemplating eating a demonic tongue. It was just insane. And then the mum's going, yeah, you know, it's going to be tough to chew, but we got to eat it. And I think the next scene, they do eat some of the tongue and then they're being sick. There's a lot of vomiting in this film, which is not good, not enjoyable. Told you I'm not going to sell this film to you very well. So that happens. Certain things then start to unravel, and we begin to see through flashbacks some slight explanation of the weird things that are happening here. We see that the daughter is having a lesbian relationship with this other goth girl, and we kind of pick up that some kid, some boy, has been slagging them off and saying things about them around the school, whatever it is, and they're really upset about it, and they're both kind of like gothy, witchy type girls. So they come up with this plan to put a curse on this kid to stop him from spreading rumors. And this scene was actually, I'm not trying to say this film has redeeming quality, very small redeeming qualities. And I really don't feel like I can recommend watching this, but this scene was quite cool. Okay, I was quite a little bit impressed with this scene. They have this spell that they're going to do, and it entails them going into the garden. They're digging a hole, and I thought, what's going to go on here? They're going to bury this kid in it. Then you see into the hole, and there's a dog skeleton in there, not fully decomposed. Pretty good practical effect, I've got to say as well. Semi-decomposed, which I have to say would stink to high heaven, and they seem to be not affected by it at all. So one of them reaches down into it, and she grabs hold of the dog's head and kind of rips its mouth open like that, and the other girl reaches in and grabs hold of the dog's tongue and pulls it out, and it looks very similar to the tongue that was in the sink earlier, obviously connected, who knows. So they take this tongue back and they do some really cool stuff. They like wrap it up in some sort of leaves or something, then there's like put like a pin through it, then they put it in a jar with water in it, they close the lid on it, and she goes, yeah, that'll stop him from talking. The next scene kind of shows like this police in the background. The kid has died. She said that he was found choked on his own tongue in the night, presumably from their curse that they put on him. The family don't find this out until the end of the film, but it kind of gives us a rough idea as to what is happening inside this room. So we cut back to inside this room again, and the most just infuriating things continuously happen in this room. There is a million tools and things that you could use to try and get out of this place, and they do nothing. The only thing they continually do, well, mostly the dad, because of course he's a useless man, is to keep going up to the bathroom door, which I can only assume is made from 1,000-year-old English oak, because he's unable to break through it. And all he keeps doing is battering the life out of this door when there's a million other ways you could try and get out. That's all he does. He just tries to continually push it open, and this tree obviously stops it from opening. At one point, he finds a bottle of, looks like mouthwash, like Listerine, and starts to drink that, which I'm not sure would actually be possible, because I accidentally did that once. One mouthful, and it was disgusting. It felt horrendous, and I could feel like I felt sick for ages. So I'm not sure if that's actually possible. Another point, he starts, I think he's eating or sucking the juice, the liquid, out of alcohol wipes that he finds, and he's looking to the man is just portrayed as to be so pathetic and useless. It's just embarrassing. We have at some point the snake reappears as well, comes back, and of course bites the most innocent person, which is the boy, on the arm. The mum starts freaking out. They try to tie something around the kid's arm. The dad tries to suck poison out. He vomits again. And the mum's trying to comfort the child. The child, I was a bit shocked at this. The kid dies, which is pretty messed up, and is put into the bath and kind of covered up through some kind of weird. I told you how crazy this film is. This is insane. I'm making it sound far better than it is, and I'm probably rambling and boring as ever. I might change the channel. Boring and rambling. That's me. I'm making it sound far better than it is, but it's really not. It's just mental. So the kid goes in the bath. He dies. The mum is now obviously just traumatized forever, and the daughter confesses to what's happened. She says that it's all her fault and she's put this curse on this kid, and that's why all this stuff is happening. While this is going on, the snake reappears again, and this snake's got 1,000 lives. It slithers across the floor and bites the dad on the face. So I'm like, yeah, this guy is totally dead this time. He then grabs the snake. Brace yourself for this. He grabs the snake, he bites its head off, and there is blood everywhere. He then starts to use what's left of the snake as a whip to whip the mother, and like whipping her back, which was just completely insane. He then starts to try and strangle the daughter, calling her a witch, and the witches must die. At which point the mother, I can't even remember what she did. She chucks him out the way, knocks him on the floor or something, and then the daughter stabs him. Before this has happened, leading up to this, the dad decided that he was going to eat the dead son and begins to look around for something to cut, as he puts it, the flesh off the dead son. It's completely insane, this film. Like, they haven't been in there that long. And as I say, there's a million ways that they could break out of this damn room. So she ends up stabbing the dad, and finally the dad is dead. So we've now got the dad dead, the dead son, and the mum and the daughter are still alive. We then see, how you didn't do this from day one, I don't understand. The mum starts to begin to hack through like the drywall. Can't even remember what tool she's using. I've lost interest a bit by this point, but she's managing to hack through the drywall, and it doesn't take long before she breaks through the wall. It literally doesn't take that long. Like, you could have done this from day one. Admittedly, there'd be no movie, but you could have done this. Why didn't you? So she breaks through the wall and she crawls through, and she's like, I'll be back. I'll be right back. She disappears for a while. The daughter's still in there. And then she crawls back through. She's covered in blood. And she's saying something like, it'll be okay, it'll be okay, or something. I couldn't quite hear what she was saying. It's very mumbled and there's no subtitles, so I couldn't figure out what she was saying. You hear something approaching through the hole. Both women look at the hole and scream, and the film ends. And that's it. And you've just spent 2 hours or whatever it is sitting through this. I have to admit, when I was first watching this, as I got to, I reckon, what felt like 3/4 of the way through the film, I tapped on the screen to see how much longer I had. And I wasn't even halfway through. I was like, how are they going to fill this film for the next hour and a half? This is insane. Some of the other insane scenes in this film featured some sort of, you can see it down here, just there, some sort of weird dream sequence where the daughter was standing up and she like pulled her stomach open and like blood was pouring out, and the parents were collecting the blood and like drinking the blood. It is just, I have no explanation of what the hell is going on in this film. So as I say, I'm not sure if I can recommend this. It's almost so mental. I kind of want you to go and watch it to come back and say, Paul, what the hell are you talking about? What was that all about? Insane. Completely and utterly insane film, and I'm not sure there was a point to it at all. Oh, I think the Ozzy Osbourne mention was when they talked about eating the snake, and one of them said, oh, like Ozzy Osbourne, and the dad says, oh, I think that was a bat. That's the connection, and that's why Ozzy Osbourne voices the weird dog noise. I have no idea. But for that scene alone, that if the whole film was up to the standard of that dog scene through the door, this would have been an incredible horror film, because that scene scared the crap out of me, and I challenge anyone not to watch that and it to scare them, because that was freaky. So there you go, guys. We need to do something. Maybe go and watch it. I can't say for sure, but be sure to hit me up in the comments. Oh, like and subscribe if you want to. If you want to hear my ramblings, send me some messages, guys. Let me know if there's any strange little films that you found, which you'd like me to have a look at, hidden gems, because that's what I'm really about, is finding those hidden gems. And my next video, I will be back. I have got one for you that you are going to love and you may have missed, and I highly, highly recommend it. So until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.